Me and Yousaf are matching. Today I'm matching with my bestie. Hello guys, and welcome back to my channel, or welcome back to my podcast series, or welcome. I know I've been MIA, and trust me, I've missed you just as much. I missed myself. And you've been wondering, where is Yousaf? Where is Ayesha? I kinda missed this. It's been a really long time since me and you got to talk. This is the way I like to connect with my online buddies, my online friends. I'm channeling all the good energy for December, for the winter, because we know that the cold is approaching. And with the cold approaching, at least where I live, it gets pretty gray and dark. So in these times, I think you can use this moment, recharge your battery for next year, and come back even better. So these, I like to call them my little winter glow up podcast sessions. I keep touching the mic. That is so annoying. These are like my little winter glow up podcast sessions where I get to interlock with you guys and we can just talk about normal things normally. And we kind of get to wind down a little bit and just be our normal, regular self, because I feel like summer, we're always on the run. We forget to connect with ourselves. At least I do. We just forget to check in on us. Winter is the perfect time to check in on yourself, check on your mental well-being, check on your family, your friends. You have to get it right in there. So in this series, I'm gonna be hopefully making more videos, so let me know how you like it. Today I feel like wearing my fancy fur coat. I feel amazing, and it's been a long hectic day, but you know what, at the end of the day, alhamdulillah, let's get into it. This summer wasn't just any summer for me, it was literally an entire experience. Actually, I have done so much this summer. It felt like a very long year, but at the same time it felt really short, if you know what I mean. I've had so many experiences, it's crazy, and I got to just experiment so much, and I'm so ready to talk about it with you guys, and how some of you can approach your lives, your healing a certain way. Take inspo, sit down, let's just have a chat, let's just unwind. I love doing these little deep talks, because when it comes to yapping, I'm really good at it. Mark my words. I like to be real, and I like to be self-aware. I want to know what's happening in my brain, and this is the way I understand myself. In a way, it's kind of also for me. I stepped away from YouTube because I needed time to reflect and process everything that happened. When I look back at the person I was literally in January, we are two different people now. I don't know how to say it, but I've had lots of growth. I'm looking at someone else entirely in the best way possible. We're gonna be unwinding some of the things that I went through in this little podcast series that I have for you guys. So let's get into it. Sometimes you need to just disconnect, step back from your life, and analyze little chunks of periods in your life in sections. You don't have to do it every month. Let's say monthly is also too much for me, because sometimes I be on such a run that I forget to check in on me, but I at least try to do 2 check-ins, at least 1 check-in every 2 months, where I just really sit down with myself. I ask myself, how was this month like, and what did I do well in, what did I learn? You literally sit back and look at it from a third person's angle. This is how you get to be self-aware. Let's say you made a few mistakes. I learned from this mistake that this shouldn't be done. Check, tick, lesson learned, move on. You don't carry the burden, you leave that little piece of burden into the months that have already passed. Like, that's the past. Nothing you can do about it, but you can step back and look from it and learn from it and not repeat it again. This is what life is. This is an experience that we're living, and we get to look at stuff from a different perspective when it's in the past, because now you're looking at your entire life in a past perspective and in a third vision. So you can look at yourself from an outside perspective and kind of judge the situation from then. When you are past that emotional state, when you have no feelings attached to that event, it's easier to step back. For example, if I dealt with something, I've given the issue space and I've let it be dealt with, and then now I get to evaluate that issue or event from a perspective That's where I could have done better. That's where I could have maybe been a little tougher. And now that I'm back, I'm so excited, by the way. I've been wanting to do this for such a long time. I'm so excited. But it was just not possible for me to sit down in my little summer land. I couldn't sit down calmly. I just need the winter to feel warm, cozy, relaxed, and then I get to one-on-one conversate with you. I wish I could hear you guys, but Yousaf is here. We're all just chilling. We're all talking. I went to work today. I hope you had a good day. I hope you're winding down. If you're taking your makeup off, do a little double cleanse. If you're eating, good for you, girl. Eat. If you're going to bed, then try not to waste a lot of time. Go to bed, girl. Go to bed. Anyways, today's topic. That was just me yapping an intro. That was a long ass yap intro, but let's actually get into the topic we're going to be talking about today. Today, I want to talk about the real glow up. We'll start with trendy topics. I'll talk about glow ups. I just got my hair done, glow up. No. We're not doing nails done, hair done, glow up. I love that too. I'm not saying I don't like that. But we're going to talk about the glow up that's actually important. But the glow up that happens inside of you, where it really actually matters. So what is a real glow up? What does a real glow up even mean? Real glow up is about becoming the best version of yourself. Mentally, emotionally, spiritually. I'm going to give you a really nice, clear example. You have a cake. And let's say that cake is really rock hard. It's really bad on the inside. It is stiff. It is not fluffy at all. It's literally like a damp mess. And then cake is frosted up and the cake looks beautiful. The cake art is amazing. It is decorated. When you look at it, you're like, whoa, that's an amazing cake. I want that cake. But let's say you take a slice of that cake. First of all, you can't even get your knife through the cake. And then you're already suspicious. Can't cut through that cake. There's something wrong with the recipe. And then you bite into that cake and then you find out that instead of sugar, you bit into a salty cake. Wouldn't you be disappointed? I'm sure you want to be a nice fluffy vanilla cake. What I mean is what's on the inside should be the sweetest, best part. I'm a person who likes the cake part better than the frosting. So if you like the frosting part, sure, that's good too. But I just like the cake. I want the cake. The inner work is what actually makes you feel good about yourself. Let's talk about the pressure and why most of us feel very emotionally exhausted these days, or we just feel insecure, and a lot of the youth is very insecure these days. First thing first, I feel like it comes down to very obvious social media. Social media is literally the topmost promoting insecurity hub. Being on social media, first of all, is a really brave thing. To be putting yourself out there to be judged by hundreds of thousands of people that you're not sure who are watching is pretty brave, and it takes a lot of courage to do. So if you do social media, props to you, because it takes a lot of courage to put yourself out there. So social media, it paints a picture of what a glow up should look like. It's basically a flawless skin, the gym grinds, like girls hitting up the gym, or you're wearing designer outfits. And let's be real, those highlight reels, they don't show what happens behind the scenes. I do social media too, but I'm not putting myself entirely out there, very real. Right now I'm sitting and being real with you, but if you're gonna go to another social media platform, I guess this YouTube as a platform gives me a lot of freedom, or a lot more space to fully express myself. That's the word. Say if you're on like a short form content page, for example TikTok or Instagram, you have a very short attention span, and in that attention span you have to impress in 2 seconds. All of us put all this attention into this one post, and we post it because we know that the attention span of humans basically these days is so short that you really have to put a lot of what's not real into the post, and you post it out. This is me really speaking on it. I do social media too, I do Instagram too, so it's just a real harsh truth. Honestly, if I'm posting up with an outfit, I probably posed and I took 4 pictures. That's the harsh reality, and I accept it. That's what it is, but I'm still here being real with you guys. So a real glow up is about becoming the best version of yourself, obviously. And social media, it paints a picture of what a glow up should look like. They don't show you the behind the scenes. This summer, my glow up wasn't just about my appearance. Although I did work on my appearance, I'm not saying don't work on your appearance. Go for it. 100%. I'm all about working on your physical appearance. Literally, I'm a done up baddie. I love being presentable, and because it makes me personally feel good. But what makes me feel even better is when I've done the inside work and I know on the inside who I am. That makes me feel so confident, and no one can bring me down. That is my secret sauce. So this summer, my glow up wasn't just about my appearance. It was also about sitting down with myself and just learning who I was and understanding what I need as a human. You want to sit down with yourself and ask, who are you? Who is this person? And what are my qualities? If I'm always focused on others, checking on what everyone else needs, and I don't know who I am myself, what's the point? What am I living this life for? Myself? Or a bunch of opinions that I have to give out? Let's talk about the little things that make the biggest differences. For me, it was about building small intentional habits, really little habits. You don't have to start anywhere so big. Adding those little steps up, the small intentional habits that you're gonna build, journaling, clear your head, and take a 10-minute walk or reset when you feel overwhelmed. Basically, doing your chores on time and respecting what you set for yourself, especially, has literally helped me so much. I'm gonna be saying the word literally so many times. Literally. Anyways, for me, it was all about adding small intentional habits in my life that make a huge difference when they're bundled up together. And journaling in the morning, or having breakfast, or spending time with your sisters, or making your bread properly, having a good morning routine, having a good night routine, being able to follow through. And that's what makes habits. And when you start having good habits, it just naturally flows to you. So you just have to put in a bit of effort the first 30 days, and then when it turns into a habit, you don't have to think about it when you do it. And that's how you build good little small healthy habits. And then those little small habits lead to good bigger things that are bigger good habits. You know what I'm saying? Little small habits that are bad, and that's gonna lead to more bad decisions. So we don't want bad decisions. If you're gonna practice little things and continue for 30 days that is bad for you, then with that will lead another problem. But if you're gonna do good for yourself, it's gonna lead to something more rewarding. I think that's pretty obvious. If not, then girl, clock it. For example, this year I started to focus on what I could do and not what I couldn't do. The difference between me last year and me this year is, let me repeat that again, I started to focus on what I could do and not what I couldn't do. For example, instead of thinking I don't have time to do this little thing and I don't have time to do this, I'd rather just do it, right? Just get over with it. Even though if I'm lazy, I'll just do it. Even though it scares me or kind of anxious about it, I'll still do it. I will feel a little anxious in the process, but by the end of it, I'm not even anxious anymore, because I've actually settled my temperature to my environment. So now I'm comfortable in the cold, chilly water that I got in. It's only uncomfortable for a little bit, and then the water starts to feel like your body temperature. Your body temperature adjusts to the water around you. That's what you can do in new situations, and just adjust to this temperature and just go with the flow. If you think about it too much, it becomes 10 times worse. So try not to think about being in your situation and just let yourself go. Don't think about it. Just go with the flow, Pookie. Another topic that I like to talk about is the in-between stage. Dealing with the in-between stage. The in-between stage, you know, the part when you're not there yet, so not where you used to be. This stage is the most uncomfortable stage. Go work out twice a week, without fail, at least twice a week. I would always start small and then go bigger. But let's say you wanted to start a little task, but you're very inconsistent, but at the same time you're not doing it, get it? You're still working on it, but it's just not in the right flow yet. So that's the in-between stage where you have a lot of self-doubt, you self-criticize yourself a lot, but it's not happening because as humans, like I mentioned before, our attention span is so short that we are used to just receiving dopamine on an instant hit. We just take dopamine like there's no tomorrow. Dopamine hits, rushes fast. You want instant dopamine, but good things take time, obviously. As humans progress, we need more dopamine by dopamine. As in, there's no patience in people these days anymore, and people just want instant gratification. There's no tomorrow. Let's talk about that. Instant gratification is such a thing, and I'm a victim to it. I'm not speaking as if I'm very innocent. No, I do it too. I need my instant gratification, my first coffee. I need to do something. I need to go scroll my phone. I am totally guilty, just as you are. But it is just the life that we deal with, and it is what's fed to us without us controlling it. Honestly, if you want to live a dopamine addiction-free life, you probably have to move to the mountains. Because if you're living in a broad city life, it's really hard to escape. I think it's the most hardest thing to work on is self-control. But people who do it, I really admire you guys. It takes a lot to just give up a bad habit. So acknowledge yourself for being in the middle stage. You're working on it. There's days where you feel you're not making any progress. I would ask myself, am I even moving forward? Is it even working? I just did it once a week and I stopped, and then I did it once a week again, and then I stopped for the 2 weeks, and then you question yourself, and then you burden yourself making any progress. But looking back at those moments, oh shoot, I grew a lot. It's just that I did not notice because I haven't been checking in with myself as often. And that is why end of the year check-in is so important. Everyone should sit down and have this appointment with themselves. We live such a fast life that we are literally forgetting to process the little things that you've dealt with. Interesting, right? But if you're in that in-between mindset and you're not stuck, you're growing. Just like a plant is growing and you do not see it grow every day. It doesn't grow like 2 inches every day. No, it has really short, very slow growth cycle. But you surely know that that plant is growing if you water it with the right things and the right information. So, growth takes time and you're building something amazing even if you can't see it. Clock that. The last thing I want to talk about, but not the least, in my section 4.4. Finally, let's talk about the glowing from the inside part. Glowing from the inside out. Because let's be real. No outfit, no makeup, and no selfie is gonna fix what's on the inside. You cannot put a filter on the inside. The inside is still gonna be the same. It is still gonna be the same. For me, it started with changing how I talk to myself. The way I talk about myself. The way I talk about myself in front of others. The way I talk about myself to myself. The way I talk about myself to my sisters. The way I talk about myself online, the way I treat myself, the way I pamper myself, the way I see myself in the mirror, the way I just think about myself. For me, it started with changing the way how I talk to myself. Instead of saying I'm behind, I would say I'm exactly where I need to be right now. And the little positive affirmations can literally change the way you think and redrive and return the direction you're heading in. So if you treat yourself with kindness, that's what's gonna attract you. And if you're chasing, you're never gonna get what you want. But once you stop chasing and you start attracting, and honestly, I don't even know how I started attracting, and you learn how to validate yourself, that way other people will automatically want to be in your presence. But these days I've felt a shift in my environment, but I don't know how to explain it, and I think it works because I tried and experimented, and I also took a good look with who I was surrounding myself around. This year it was a set of an entire new people, and I've met such amazing people this year. confident people who carry themselves with love and who respect themselves, who are just proud of who they are, and they just love what they do, and they just respect themselves so much. It is so attractive around their energy. Also, cutting out all the negativity makes such a big difference. So you radiate what you're around. Let's say you go to an amazing coffee shop, you sit down, and there's coffee all around you. You're having a cup of coffee, you're around coffee. You leave that cafe and you go home, you smell like the amazing coffee you were at, the coffee shop you were at. That's how you carry other people's prints on you. It shows what kind of people you're hanging out with. So people who love and respect themselves, when you keep yourself around those kind of people, I feel like it's easier to naturally come with it. It just comes to you and they encourage it. And I'm going to give you a little recap of what we just spoke about. Here's the takeaway. Basically, what I'm trying to say is glow up isn't just about your looks. It is about how you feel on the outside and how you feel on the inside, and how you grow and how you show up for yourself every single day. That is dedication. You showing up for yourself every single day is so much love for yourself. Even if you're thinking about fixing yourself, it's still a step that you've already taken to heal yourself. That is literally you loving yourself. If you think about it, you already love yourself. You just have to get a little better day by day. And you know what? It's better to start from there. Are you worried about yourself? You love yourself because you're actually worried about yourself. Remember that the journey is yours. It's literally your journey, and you approach it the way you want to. And one thing you're going to do is glow up inside out, not outside inside. And you just don't compare your successes to anyone else. Celebrate your small wins and trust the process, because you're already halfway there and you probably just don't know yet. So I want to hear from you. What's one thing you're doing to glow up this December, inside and out? DM me or comment down below and share this video to anyone who needs to hear it. So thank you for spending this time with me, this very time that I cherished with you. I'm so excited to be back on my growth grind. I'm really excited, and I cannot wait to grow with you all. Until next time, keep glowing. Got this. Thank you.